Hello, it's April 19th. We're at the Rhodes residence in Bear Island, Wilderness Drive. It is going on 2/10, and we're going to do a field inspection here to kind of give everybody a feel for what's going on. This is the hallway where this slab leak originated, and actually it originated just here in this corner. It was located by leak detection, American Leak Detection, identified that it's within those 4 tiles right there. But it's important to note how tight this hallway is, that this is a diagonal install. We got a couple things going on. The water's been leaking long enough that the baseboard is starting to separate from this area. We have it on both sides, and we have it over here, and we have, that's a tile toe kick. But if you look at the tile on that end, you see how dark the grout is. So there's standing moisture in this grout. You can almost see the moisture in the grout. And I'll run some moisture readings here in a minute. The discussion was, can we take this area and can we go in here behind this vanity, which is where the manifold is, and repipe this hot water feed to the other side of the house. And here's the challenge. To do that, we'd have to take the vanity out. We're going to lose that countertop because it's tile. We're going to remove the mirror. We're going to take the drywall off to get up into that attic space. But here's the challenge with the attic space. We have a dropped area here above the hallway, but as soon as we get off the hallway, these are scissor trusses that go up to the peak, ridge peak of the house. And here's the room that we need to come across and repipe to. And I know, because I've been in these houses for the better part of 30 years, that you can't get up in that scissor truss. And you certainly can't get up there to run copper, and you certainly can't get inspections. So you're going to have to remove the drywall, come across this area, and it's important to put this in perspective. Coming from point A, behind that vanity, up and over this area, to refeed this kitchen cabinet. And when we get up on that ceiling and come back down, we got to remove the cabinetry, we got to remove the granite, we got full splash that's locked in by the cabinetry, we got windowsills that are locked in by the full splash. Good possibility here we're going to lose the granite tops. And then you got to replumb that sink, put everything back together, paint the whole place, and texture the ceiling, and do everything that's necessary to do that. So that was really why we proposed removing the floor tile, cutting into the slab, making the repair, and replacing the floor tile. But the challenge with that is that this floor tile is continuous. We have roughly a 21-inch high-quality porcelain that's laid on a diagonal. We installed this tile roughly 15 years ago for a previous owner, and it runs all the way through. And you can just see it's not the easiest of jobs. And to take all this porcelain up and think that we're going to mask all these walls and not have some tape failure with the masking of the walls is unrealistic. It's important to note that the slab leak is over there, but we're also seeing baseboard failing over here, where potentially the slab leak the water has worked its way over to this side of the house, and I know there's some penetrations in the slab here for electrical, because this wall is housing the refrigeration and the cooktop. So we're probably getting moisture coming up through that slab penetration, and it's caused this baseboard to swell. Now, that's only when the water's running all the time. Occasionally what we're getting here is the owner has to turn the hot water heater back on to be able to take a shower. And we're getting some areas here that are still reading wet. That's up high on the drywall, 9.1. And then that's right above the base. So we're getting some wicking coming up behind this base. So we got standing moisture here. The challenge with this is the other side of this wall is a bathtub, so we can't treat this from the other side of the wall. We're going to have to remove and replace the base. I don't see any damage to that cabinetry yet, although there's a little bit of swelling there on that corner. But this area is just still holding some moisture in some of this area. And the water is not on. It's important to understand that the hot water has been turned off. The only time he turns it on occasionally is if he needs to shower. But again, this tile is continuous all the way through. And you see what we have for contents, pack out. There's really no way not to paint. I just don't see how that's going to physically happen with what it takes to take this floor up. We're going to have to paint these walls and doors. We're going to have some base to replace, some caulking to be done. In here we have a tile base. I'm pretty sure I picked that up in the scope. So we're going to have tile base to replace because this again will be a new tile. This tile is no longer available. Again, you get a feeling all the way through. You get a feeling for what these cathedral ceilings are. Furnishing's not terribly heavy, but we do have some details to work out. I've got a grandfather clock there that I didn't pick up on my original scope. That's going to need some special care. And right on through. All right, signing off.